2 seconds, 1 second. The Spartans are state champions for the first time in school history. McLaughlin the rebound. The clock hits 0. The Spartans are state champions.
Homestead will win the victory bell for the first time in school history.
Goody to the basket, goes up and throws it down. Boom shakalaka, big another SAC Holiday Tournament crown.
Good evening. We're live from Spartan Arena on the campus of Homestead High School as we get set for tonight's volleyball matchup between the Homestead Spartans and the Huntington North Vikings. Hello once again and welcome to another Homestead Live broadcast, an affiliation of Homestead Media. I'm Andre Centlivre, joined alongside Matt Saalfrank, and tonight's game will begin shortly. But right now, Matt, let's get into the OPS pregame show. First, we're going to take a look at the home team tonight, the Homestead Spartans, who are now 6-6 on the season and return home after 2 weeks on the road.
Yeah, the last home game was 14 days ago on September 1st in a 3-0 win against the Snyder Panthers. Homestead has played 3 road games since then, going 1-2 in those games, and the Spartans have won 2 of their last 3 home matchups. They enter tonight, no doubt, as the favorite, looking for some momentum as it is currently midway through the regular season.
All right, so now we're going to take a look at the road team tonight, the Huntington North Vikings, who are 4-12 overall and are coming off a busy Saturday in the Noblesville Invitational.
Yeah, the Vikings have had a rough year so far and are currently on an 8-game losing streak. Huntington North played in the Noblesville Invitational on Saturday, going 0-3 and winning only 1 set total in those games. The Vikings have a chance to make a statement win tonight against a solid Homestead team.
And tonight marks the Vikings' final non-conference regular season game of the season before they start NE8 play on Thursday against Columbia City.
Yeah, the NE8 is really strong this year. New Haven, Leo, and Belmont are the top teams in the non-conference standings. Columbia City in the middle of the pack at 5-7. And like you said, no conference play has officially started for the NE8. So there's still a chance for Huntington North to win their conference despite their weak non-conference record so far.
Yeah, and sectional play starts in just about a month with both Homestead and Huntington North residing in the same sectional made up of 6 total teams. At this point, we don't know who plays in sectionals, but with the sectional drawing coming October 4th, this game is one another of those regular season matchups that could be a postseason preview later down the line.
Yeah, just like most sports, there's a random draw in sectionals and regionals. We do know the 6 teams in the Homestead and Huntington North sectional, but we don't know the matchups for quite a while. And at this point in the season, New Haven is the favorite with an 11-5 record. Homestead probably the second best team in that sectional, while Huntington North is towards the bottom half of that field.
And so the Spartans are the defending sectional champions, knocking off Columbia City 3-0 in the title game to win their first sectional since 2014. And despite the loss of 7 seniors from 2019, the Spartans still have enough experience and talent to win another sectional this season.
Yeah, like I said, based on record, New Haven is the favorite to win the sectional, but in terms of pure experience, Homestead has to be the favorite. The Spartans return a lot of talent from last season's sectional winning squad, and some players to look out for tonight are number 2, Samantha Flores, the senior right back. She's one of the team captains and second on the team in kills with 43. She's played 27 out of a possible 28 sets this season for the Spartans. Another player to watch out for is number 3, Michaela Kelly, senior defensive specialist, leads the team in serving aces, total serves, digs, and sets played. And all around a great player for the Spartans. And the last player to watch out for tonight for Homestead is Anna Moster, a senior outside hitter, the only Homestead player who serves with a top spin, leads the team in kills with 71. Also the team leader in hitting percentage at around .214. She's tied for the most sets played this season for Homestead with 28. And Moster, another one of the team captains for Homestead.
All right, so we're going to go over the starters for this game so far. On Homestead, we're going to have the libero as Michaela Kelly starting off. She's a senior with the defensive specialist, or libero as we call it. We've also got our first server is Grace Mummer, another senior on the offensive hitter as well. Our second hitter looks like it's going to be Emery Carrico, the sophomore. For number 3, we got Anna Moster in the 3rd position. She's also a senior. We've got Samantha Flores in the 4th position as the team captain. And it looks like our last one is going to be Grace Stedge taking the 5th position.
Yeah, this Homestead team enters this game 6-6 on the season, 2-2 at home and 4-4 on the road, so pretty much even in terms of playing at home and on the road. They are 2-1 when the day is Tuesday, and today is Tuesday, Andre, so that could be a good sign for the Spartans. And like we said, Homestead has not played at home since September 1st, 2 weeks ago. I believe that was a win against Snyder.
Yep.
So tonight against Huntington North, I would say not towards the top of the state in terms of teams to watch out for. They have a 4-12 record. They're only 1-7 on the road, led by head coach Benjamin Gooden. The Vikings do have 9 sectional championships won, with the last coming in 2012. And like we just talked about a little bit earlier, Homestead, they won the sectional last season. They did lose quite a bit of talent, but do have 6 seniors and 7 juniors on the roster this year. So a lot of experience for the Spartans, as I'm looking forward to a good matchup tonight.
Yeah, I'm also interested to see how next year's going to go with Huntington North, and see how that one's going to go. They have 6 seniors and 5 juniors, so we're going to see how they can use some of this junior experience and see if they're going to be able to carry next year as well.
Yeah, Huntington North 4-12 on the season. A rough start, like we said.
All right, so we're going to get started with some of the starters as well for Huntington North, some of the lead players. We've got, it looks like, Kendall Klein in the 3rd position, Mason Robrock in the 2nd position. Vic Myers is going to be the libero, and Presley Williams in the 1st position. Looks like some of these players are going to be really, really impressive, and we're going to have to see how they do tonight, compare them to how Spartans do, and really get into some of the more nitpicky things about what we can improve on and how we can learn from what they're doing.
Yeah, Huntington North off to a kind of a rough start. It's midway through the season. Conference play hasn't started quite yet, so there's still a chance this Viking team could turn things around. But as of right now, 4 wins in 16 games is not the greatest. Homestead, they only sit at 6-6, so they don't, I would say, have a great record. But 2 solid teams tonight who could match up in about a month in sectionals.
Yeah, the other interesting thing is, so Homestead notoriously using the 6-2 flooring pattern. It's going to be different today. We've got a player out, which just means it's going to be switched to a 5-1 play out, and we're going to see how that one goes. It's something that they're not used to doing.
It looks like we're just a couple minutes away from the start of the game, and now we're going to take a quick break.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
All right, and let's play ball, as they say in sports.
Yeah, that is what they say in sports, Andre.
Indeed. It looks like Grace Mummer is going to be starting the serve if it's a Homestead win coin toss. Let's see what's going to happen here.
I'm excited for our first volleyball broadcast with commentators. There was one a couple weeks ago, but great to be here. My first volleyball broadcast in my career, and I've done a lot of basketball and football, even a soccer game, but my first volleyball.
Yeah, this is my first overall broadcast, as we're going to see how this one goes. Lucky to have Matt Saalfrank by my side to kind of keep things grounded.
Let's go. I was watching the JV game. I was getting hyped. It's exciting.
It is. It's a very fast-paced game. It always makes things interesting. It's one of those underrated sports that if some people don't watch it as often as they really should, it's so fast-paced and action-packed. It's really great.
This Homestead team is really loaded with talent. Like we said, 13 upperclassmen, 4 sophomores, and no freshmen. Homestead, they lost a lot of talent from last season's sectional winning squad, but returned a bunch of talent. A lot of senior Samantha Flores, Michaela Kelly, Anna Moster, Grace Mummert, Emmeline Meyer, along with some really talented juniors. This Homestead team, a great defensive team. We talked about Michaela Kelly, leads the team in serving aces with 15 on the season. Also was the leading server for the Spartans on the season, which is 29 more serves than the next person. She has 108 on the season.
All right, it looks like Presley Williams is going to start the serve on Huntington North side, starting from the baseline. Just a regular serve over the top, able to get an emergency hit over onto Leah Mummert, who gets the kill off early. That's 1 point to Homestead.
Perfect start for the Spartans. Like you said, 1-0 early on in this one.
Looks like it's going to be going over to Homestead's serve. Grace Mummert's going out, and it looks like Olivia Cron is going to be coming into play for serve. Let's see, a jump serve over the top, received. Doug, bounce pass over to number 6, which gets a nice hit. Michaela Kelly over to, looks like Samantha Flores with another kill.
This Homestead team is so aggressive on the offensive end. Huntington North doesn't have an answer. They trailed 2-0 really early on in this one.
Yeah, Olivia Cron back in to serve. Samantha Flores really getting a few points right off the bat. Over the top, dug up. Set up by 14 on the Huntington North side. Looks like another point for Homestead after hitting the net.
Yeah, Homestead, I mean, what else can you say? A perfect start for them.
Another good serve right over to the outside hitter. Looks like hitting the net again. The 4th point in a row to Homestead.
And the Vikings off to a sloppy start, hitting the net a couple times in a row.
Olivia Cron's doing a really good job with these serves as well. Back over top, hitting on the right side. Back onto the outside hitter, hitting the net for the 5th time. Looks like they might need to sub somebody in or call a timeout. And it looks like there is a timeout over onto the Huntington North side.
5-0.
It's really not the best start that you'd like to see.
Now, if you're a Huntington North fan, a really rough start. You talked about Olivia Cron, only a junior. She's tied for the most sets played, which is 31 on the season. So she's out there pretty much every time this Homestead volleyball team plays a game. 6th in kills with 15 on the season. Like we were talking about in the pregame show, this Homestead team, 13 upperclassmen. They're just so deep, so many talented players that can just step in and fill a role. And like Olivia Cron is doing right now, only a junior, but having some nice serves early on for the Spartans.
And Olivia Cron's also really good as a defensive specialist. She's a really great libero. I've seen some of her work in the past games against Northrop and against Warsaw, and she's been doing a really great job filling in as the junior going into the senior year. Looks like we're going to be going back. And speaking of Olivia Cron, she's going to be back up to serve for the 6th run. Those are just buzzed. Going into it, another jump serve, hit centered, and it looks like that's an ace. She couldn't get a pass over to any of the other players, bringing the score 6-0, Homestead leading.
Alexis Spar not able to return it for Huntington North.
Another serve over the top. This one kind of short. Looks like there was a reflection off of number 6, Elena Poehler, over as a junior, bringing that score to 7-0 on a 7-0 streak.
Homestead dominating early on. This is quite the blowout already.
Yeah. We've got Olivia Cron with her 8th serve so far. Looks like Huntington North tries getting it over, hits a block on the Spartans, sets back up by 14, and it looks like, again, the block just dropped off on the Huntington North side, unable to get it over. Our front line really holding our ground. Olivia Cron back over on the right side, central, and it looks like 11's going to hit it over, and it's going to be blocked again. Homestead's 9th point of the first game on a streak. Unbroken.
Huntington North going to need a better shovel. They're not doing very good at digging right now.
Olivia Cron over on the serve, going to the outside. Number 14 playing it up top. And it looks like they're going to try to keep hitting it over, but the blockers just keep getting it. That's their 10th point against 0. Homestead still in the lead.
Huntington North needs a point right now. Falling behind 10-0 could get ugly.
15 more points to go for Homestead. Looks like it goes back over, hits the net, just clips it. Goes back over to the Homestead side. Looks like Anna Moster hitting a powerful hit. Dug up on the Viking side. And again, trying to keep it over on the blockers, just unable to get it past. 15 over to number 2. Samantha Flores just unable to get that ball right over on the block. Oh, never mind. It looks like the Vikings actually touched the net, giving Homestead their 11th point. Cron still serving. Just over the net on the right side. Hitting it back up to number 14. Over on number 10. Back over to the Homestead side. Looks like number 3. And Samantha Flores hits it deep, gets a kill.
This Homestead team looking extremely dominant. Huntington North needs a bounce back. They need something right here.
Yeah, it looks like they're really doing a great job so far. Olivia Cron crossing it back over and just keeps getting these serves back over to Olivia Cron to receive it. And Anna Moster hitting it over, touching the net, unable to, Huntington North unable to just grab it and keep it moving, giving Homestead their 13th point of the first game.
Moster, one of the team captains for Homestead, a senior, did a nice job there to get the point for the Spartans.
All right, and it looks like Olivia Cron just hit an ace. One of the first of the game, I believe. And that's the 14th point for Homestead. With her 15th serve of the game. Looks like there's a volley over, a tip, and it looks like Homestead gets another point.
Huntington North just out of sorts right now. They can't do anything, down 15-0.
They're really going to need to recuperate. And we're going to get a timeout again on, it looks like Huntington North called the timeout.
This is a nice time for the Vikings to take a breather, reset. You're down 15-0. I mean, if you lose this set, it's not the end of the world. You still got to get best of 5. So even though they're off to a rough start, they're certainly not out of it yet.
Yeah, for sure. And a few of the underrated players on the Huntington North team we didn't address in the beginning is Alexis Spar and Stephanie Atkinson. They were also both starting, and they've been doing a really great job getting the ball to keep going and passing it. We just can't seem to get over the top on the Homestead side, and just unable to be able to get it across the net and hit the ground and get some points.
Yeah, the Vikings have been struggling. They've touched the net quite a few times, which have resulted in points going in Homestead's favor. So if Huntington North needs to clean up those sloppy mistakes right around the net, and they could come back in this one.
And Homestead's been waiting with the timeout over. Olivia Cron is still serving. It looks like they're going to sub out Grace Stedge. Oh, never mind. Maybe planning something. All right, and it looks like Anna Moster and Samantha Flores are out with Emmeline Meyer, and it looks like Emma Mollering. You haven't seen her much this year. Cron serves it across the net, and it seems to go onto the outside. Michaela Kelly to receive it. Stedge taking a nice shot, and Mollering almost getting it over. Michaela Kelly able to get an emergency hit, just giving Homestead, it looks like their 16th point of the game after the timeout.
This one getting very ugly. Huntington North needs something.
Olivia Cron crossing it back over. Realized central on the outside. Hit back over to Cron. Received. Stedge taking it over to Emmeline Meyer. Able to get a kill.
Homestead team coming off a 3-0 win at Columbia City last Thursday. Up 17-0 now against a 4-win Huntington North team.
Olivia Cron taking it back from the court. And then back up to the center on the right side, unable to get underneath the ball, giving Homestead their 18th point of the game.
Just a lot of miscommunication from Huntington North. Homestead dominating.
On hitting it far, able to get it on the outside receiver, moving it to central. It looks like 13 going to take it back over the top. Michaela Kelly over to Olivia Cron, able to get it back over. Looks like Huntington North able to cross back over to the Homestead side, hits the net, and it looks like Huntington North got their first point of the game after 18-0 streak.
And the first ball to be specially designed for volleyball was created in either 1896 by Spalding or in 1900. The date is still disputed.
That's really interesting, Matt. Thank you. It looks like Mason Robrock is going to be serving for the Huntington North side. Olivia Cron received. Grace Stedge taking it up top onto the outside with Emma Mollering getting another kill, bringing it back to the Homestead Spartans. 18 is now 19, and it's against 1.
Mollering had 9 kills coming into this game, already has a couple today. Spartans looking good.
Kayla Kelly into serve this time. After the rotation, back into 13 on the Huntington North side, back onto the right side, hitting it back on, receiving by Olivia Cron. It looks like it's going back over to Huntington North. Too many taps, and it gives Homestead their 20th point, 20-1.
Yeah, if you're Huntington North, maybe just get this set over with and reset, because the Spartans don't think they're going to give up a 19-point lead.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like Emery Carrico is also out there, and it's going to be coming back over to the central on the Huntington North side, over to Homestead, a fake spike, and it looks like Emmeline Meyer's going to take it and unable to get it over the net, giving Huntington North their second point of the first game.
Maybe I spoke too soon. This could be one of the greatest comebacks of all time.
That's definitely possible, Matt. I guess we're going to see how that goes. After the rotation, we're going to see how this server is, and it bounces off Emma Mollering, unable to get it back onto the play. That was a bad bounce pass over there, giving Huntington North their third point. Could be a comeback. Crosses it back over. Olivia Cron receives. Grace Stedge set. Cron takes a hit, and it goes inbounds. That's another kill for the Homestead Spartans.
Yeah, Huntington North looked good. A couple points scored back-to-back, but the Spartans get back to business. Only 4 points away from capturing the first set.
Looks like Ellie Spang is going to be serving this round. Taking it up top with a bounce, with a jump serve. Hits the net. Able to get it back over to the Huntington North side. Huntington North with some power, receiving it on Olivia Cron back over to Spang, able to get it back over. 17 with a powerful shot, unable to keep it in the bounds, giving Homestead their 22nd point of the game. Oh, looks like it actually went to Huntington North. It seems as if a Homestead player actually touched the net.
Yeah, that was certainly out. Spartans, one of their few mistakes tonight so far.
Looks like Vic Myers serving. Taking it over, Olivia Cron. Grace Stedge setting it up. Emma Mollering able to tip it over. Number 11 taking it back. And it looks like 17. Emma Holzinger was unable to keep it in play, giving the Homestead Spartans another point on the board.
On average, a volleyball player will jump 300 times in one game.
That is crazy. That's a lot of jumping. Looks like Olivia Cron has been subbed out for Tess Herendine. Haven't seen her play much this year. That's a great serve. Down central. Kendall Klein able to set it and get it back over. And it appears that Huntington was able to bounce it off of one of the Lady Spartans and give themselves another point.
And volleyball is the second most popular sport in the world today, exceeded only by soccer.
Yep, good old football. Not American, though. Some interesting facts out here Matt's really given us. Makes us really think.
Want to keep the listener engaged.
Of course, of course. Alexa Sparin serving over the top. Received by Mollering. Oh, sorry, that's Spang. Able to get the kill. Giving Homestead their 23rd point. Score is now 23-5 in the first set.
Looks like Homestead's on their way to winning the first set, just a couple points away.
Carrico to serve. Jump serve over the top. Unable to get it past after the receiver hits it right into the net. Can't get a a good bounce pass on that. Homestead now leading with match point, 24-5. Carrico serving again. Can she get the ace? And it looks like she faults, hits the net, giving Huntington North their 6th point of the game. Keeping things in balance, really trying to make a comeback.
Michaela Kelly back in for the Spartans. We have only one more point for Homestead, and they win the first set.
And Huntington North up to serve from the right side. Received by Tess Herendine, set up by Grace Stedge, and a powerful shot by Grace Mummert, just barely with an emergency hit from Huntington North, able to get it back across. Grace Stedge setting it up again. It looks like Leah Mummert unable to get it past the line. Huntington North getting their 7th point of the night.
Gotta appreciate the hustle from Huntington North, not giving up yet. In the first set, that is.
Looks like Vic Meyer served it again. Grace Stedge coming in with a set, and Grace Mummert really walloping the ball. Looks like Grace Stedge coming back over, an emergency hit, and the player has crossed the line, interfering with the game, giving Homestead the match point win, 25-7.
Let's go.
First set.
Spartans up 25-7 after the first set. What a dominant performance that was.
They really hit the jackhammer on that one, Matt.
25-7. You don't see that score a lot, but still a lot of volleyball to be played. To come back is always possible. That's what you'd like with volleyball.
It is possible.
Even if one team dominates the first set, they could win 25-0. The other team does have a chance. It's not based on like a time like the other sports, football or basketball.
It is not based off of time, you're right. And especially with the point system, we're going to actually take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with you in just a moment. With a rebound, the clock hits 0. The Spartans are state champions.
Homestead will win the victory bell for the first time in school history.
Goody to the basket, goes up and throws it down. Boom shakalaka, pick another SAC Holiday Tournament crown.
And we are back with 1 minute, 20 seconds left on the clock. Homestead won the first round 25-7. Really a powerful start from Homestead. We're going to see how they can carry it through the next few sets and see if they can take the win.
Yeah, Homestead 6-6 on the season. Looked really good in that first set. If they play like that the rest of the season, there's no doubt they're going to win another sectional championship. But consistency is the key. Homestead was up big. And I know winning 25-7 the first set is great, but they still did make a few little mistakes. And if you want to win a sectional title, you got to eliminate those. I know it's still about a month until sectionals, but a lot to improve on for this Homestead team, looking really good in that first set.
Yeah, you really have to keep everything in check for sectionals, especially when you're going to be going up some tougher teams. I know Homestead really took the ball in the beginning with a lead of 8-0 before Huntington North got their first point, and that was really close. But once Huntington got their first point, they've been able to score a few more. And although Homestead has been able to keep the ball in play and keep everything consistent, Huntington North does need to get their things together and really come back from this after feeling so defeated from the first set.
And contrary to unpopular belief, a volleyball is actually round.
It is round.
That's why it's unpopular belief.
That is, that's a great comment. Looks like Stedgen to serve. Long received on the outside. Looks like on the right side, number 6, able to hit it across. Elena Poller able to get it past Anna Moster on the Homestead side. Huntington starting off the second set strong with their first point of the game. Looks like 14 to serve. over to Stedge, received by Leah Mummert, hits it out, unable to keep it in check.
And Homestead down 2-0. They didn't trail at all in the first set. Not to be worried, but Huntington North looking much improved so far in the second set compared to the first.
Yeah, Presley Williams back in to serve after the second point scored. A nice lob over the top, Anna Moster stopping it. Grace Stedge with a setup, and Samantha Flores able to get it across the net. So number 12 able to get it across after almost an emergency hit by Michaela Kelly. However, unable to get it. Mason Robrock just able to get the kill on it.
Doesn't this look like a much different Huntington North team, Andre, compared to the first set we saw?
Oh, for sure. Huntington North already scoring 3. Looks like Presley Williams served again. And that's Grace Mummert able to just get it over to the other side. However, it's out of bounds, giving Huntington North their 4th point. Seems like the tables have really turned in this one, Matt.
They only scored 7 points in the first set, already 4 in the second.
Yep, Presley Williams taking it, Anna Moster receiving it. Grace Stedge with a bounce pass. Anna Moster powering through on the other side. Looks like it's going to go over to number 12 on the Huntington North side. Michaela Kelly unable to get underneath it enough, giving Huntington North their 5th point of the game.
Gotta like the fight from the Vikings. Looked out of sorts in the first set. In the second set, up 5-0 now.
Looks like Presley Williams still serving after their 6th. Hits the net. That's a fault, giving Homestead their 1st point of the second set after their 1st victory.
A block in volleyball is a jump at the net to stop a spike from the other team.
I did not know that one, Matt. Thank you.
Yes, you did. You knew that one.
All right, I knew that one. Thank you, Matt. Number 5, it looks like Olivia Cron serving, hits the net, clips it, but can't seem to get it past, causing Homestead to lose their ground and Huntington North to get their 6th point of the second set.
Yeah, Homestead won the first set 25-7. Looking a lot different in the second set.
It's like Elena Paul are going to be serving it. Oh, sorry, that's Ashley Higgins going to be serving it. Hits out of bounds, giving Homestead their 2nd point, returning it to sender. Homestead serving again.
That's the thing you got to love about volleyball. Teams can come back like Huntington North is.
For sure, for sure. Michaela Kelly into serve. Jump serve from the baseline. Received on the outside for Huntington North. Looks like 17 going to be able to grab it and bounces off of Grace Stedge. Emma Holzinger with a kill.
Huntington North matches their total points scored in the second set and the first set. They lost 25-7, now up 7-2.
And if we total up all the points Huntington North has scored so far, it still wouldn't be enough to win a game. However, they're really coming in clutch the second round. Looks like Grace Stedge is going to be taking it. Anna Moster unable to get it past the blocker, hits the net. Huntington North with their 8th point of the second set.
Head coach Gooden doing a fantastic job to get his team motivated in this second set after performing pretty poorly in that first set, looking much improved.
Looks like Huntington North serving it over to Olivia Cron. Emergency hit from Grace Stedge, able to keep it in play. Anna Moster back over to the Spartans. Grace Stedge setting it up. Samantha Flores just on the line, able to get Homestead another point, giving them 3-8. Homestead is down.
Spartans need to come back, down by 5.
Looks like Ellie Spang is going to be serving from the right side. On the baseline, received by their libero. Over, just tipped over. Anna Moster not ready for that. Giving another point to Huntington North.
Emma Holzinger for Huntington North, only a sophomore. A very nifty move. Reminds me of a finger roll layup in basketball that was very clean, just tapped it over the net, and Homestead failed to get it.
Yes, I believe in volleyball that's called a rolling hit. Looks like Grace Stedge setting it back up for Ellie Spang, able to get it over. Homestead with their 4th point. Looks like it clipped the net there, but still able to get it in play. They're going to be subbing Olivia Cron out for Grace Mummert. Homestead serve, Anna Moster. Starting central from the baseline. Looks like there's a bit of play deciding, a little late play deciding going on. Looks like the ref's got something to say. And we are back.
Let's
Anna
go.
Monster serving from the baseline. Crossing it over, received central. On the outside, a powerful hit by Huntington North. Able to keep it in play. Grace Mummert hitting it on the right side. 13 taking it back over. Set up by Mollering. Emery Carrico able to get it just off. Keeping it bouncing off of number 11, Kendall Klein. Emery Carrico, another point for the Homestead Spartans.
Spartans making a comeback.
We're going to see how this one plays out. 4 points down. Looks like Anna Monster hitting the net. That's a foul, or a fault. And we are going to be going back to Huntington North, who has double the points that Homestead has with 10-5.
Wonder how many fouls until both teams are going to be shooting some free throws.
It's a great question.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong sport. Never mind.
Oh, yeah. It's volleyball. And it looks like Huntington North's going to sub out 2 players, number 8 and number 17. That's Ashley Higgins and Emma Holzinger. Serve from Huntington North. Set up by Grace Stedge. And Grace Mummer able to get a kill with a powerful shot heading dead center. Looks like that was almost a campfire maneuver. Homestead down by 4 with Huntington North leading 10-6. Emery Carrico serving across the net central, and that's an ace for Emery Carrico. Looks like Huntington North unable to get a good pass on that.
Homestead making a comeback, down by 3 now.
Carrico serving from the baseline, a jump shot. Number 11 able to keep it in play, and that's a fault on Huntington North, touching it too many times. They had that 4th touch in there. Emery Carrico back into serve. Homestead's down 8-10. Jump serve from the baseline, and it goes out of bounds. Another fault is in line, and Huntington North gets their 11th point of the second set.
Gotta like Homestead, their fight. They were down 9-4 at one point, now only down by 3, 11-8.
Looks like Michaela Kelly came in for Emery Carrico. Leah Mummert able to keep it in play. Able to trip up 4 players on the Huntington North team.
Mummert is the team leader in kill percentage at 37.5% in the season.
It looks like Ellie Spang was subbed out. Grace Stedge serving, long center, number 14. And it looks like Presley Williams unable to be able to get the block, giving Homestead a down by 1 advantage. Really come back.
Yeah, Homestead, they were down by quite a bit. They won the first set 25-7 and rebounding nicely.
Grace Stedge serving from the baseline, received. Little communication errors going on. Presley Williams able to get it back over to the main side. It looks like it's on the Huntington North. Able to be set by Grace Stedge over to Flores and unable to be picked up by Michaela Kelly. Huntington North now 2 points in the lead at 12-10. Let's see if Homestead can keep up their previous streak. Presley Williams in to serve from the baseline. It's just a regular serve. Hits the net. That's a fault, giving Homestead their extra point, leaving the score 11-12. Homestead down by 1.
This is the volleyball. It's really exciting. Back and forth like this. I know Homestead won in a dominant fashion in set 1, but this is what you like to see if you're a volleyball fan. Back and forth.
Olivia Cron serving back to central. William Presley able to get it back over. Olivia Cron hitting it after a powerful shot from number 12, Mason Robrock. Able to get a point for the Huntington North Vikings. Robrock's out, as well as looks like Kendra Sandlin. Subbed out 2 players on the Huntington North side. Number 8 serving. Michaela Kelly received. Grace Stedge sets it. Anna Monster hits it. Unable to get it past the blocker. Grace Stedge sets again. Leah Mummert able to get it back across. 17 takes it over to the Spartans side. And it looks like Sam Flores able to get a kill just on the inside right, giving Homestead serving advantage again, down by 1, with Huntington North leading 13, Homestead 12.
Flores is actually the only lefty on the Homestead team and second on the team in kills with 43 heading into this matchup.
Kayla Kelly in to serve. Jump And it looks like it's going to be going over to William Presley. And a powerful shot just inbound. Huntington North able to get a solid kill with no one being able to receive it.
And the Vikings looking much better, we've said constantly. Compared to that first set, they looked out of sorts to start, but now playing much better.
Back over to the Homestead side. Grace Stedge with a bump pass. And Emily Carrico able to just get a tip over the net, keeping it down on the Huntington North side. Homestead is now only down by 1, keeping things in play. Looks like Sam Flores is going to be out, and Ellie Spang is going to be replacing her, as well as serving. Serving from the right side, it's a jump serve. Back over to Central, where Vic Myers will receive it. Back over from number 7, Stephanie Atkinson. Emery Carrico able to knock it down. Giving it back to William Presley. Everybody's kind of all over the place. Ellie Spang able to get it. A set by Grace Stedge. Anna Moster hitting the net. Able to keep it. Oh, sorry. Actually hitting the net going out of bounds. And Homestead gets the point. I'm assuming one of the Huntington North players accidentally touched the net. Ellie Spang, and after the tied game, looks like a bad receiving play by number 11, Kendall Klein, giving Homestead the 1-point advantage and serve.
Nice comeback for Homestead. They've been down pretty much this entire set after winning the first one.
Homestead coming in clutch. Spang serving across onto the Central. To Vic, over to William Presley. Presley Williams. Unable to get the point, going out of bounds. Homestead is still leading, this time 16-14. Spang serves across the center, hits the net, keeps it live. Looks like that's an ace, possibly. Looks like Huntington North's going to call a timeout after that third down. And after the first game set, we really understand that Homestead's really gotten a lot of more difficult competition here in the second set. Huntington North leading most of this game, and Homestead just now taking the lead 17-14.
Yeah, just want to make things clear. This sport is a team sport. Well, you can have someone who is a more active player. They can't do it all alone. You have to alternate hits between players to use up your 3 hits and to gain a bump, set, spike, making communication key to winning. This helps develop teamwork skills and will teach you how to lead and follow other people's directions while you are enjoying playing a game.
Indeed. After all the players are rotating, except for the libero most of the time, it really is a team sport, and you really have to be able to communicate well with each other, as well as the coach making very strong plays. And it looks like we're going to be back. Ellie Spang serving for Homestead Spartans. Homestead still leading 17-14 after winning the first set. Spang ready on the right baseline. Taking a jump serve across the center. Received by the outside hitter. Over to the libero, taking it across. Spartans back in play. Grace Stedge sets it up. And Emery Carrico able to keep it in. It's like Presley Williams able to get it across. Grace Stedge over to Anna Moster with a powerful shot. Only blocked by the libero going high. Keeping things in play with an unable to get the emergency hit with the Spartans. Huntington North able to take back a point and taking back the serve after the timeout.
If you're Huntington North, you played so well this set. Down by 2 right now. You got to find a way to win.
Kendall Klein serving, number 11 for Huntington North. Just a regular serve, hits the net, not enough oomph on it, giving Homestead the serve and having them lead by 3, 18-15. Looks like we're going to be subbing out Olivia Cron and Anna Moster with Tess Herendine and I believe Grace Stedge. Tess Herendine and a serve from the baseline. Received by center. Libero able to take it back with an emergency hit, unable to get it across the net. Looks like Tess Herendine got another point off the serve with a 4-point lead. Serving again from the baseline. Crossing it back over after a jump serve received by the center. Over to the outside, trying to rolling hit it over the blockers, unable to get it past.
We were talking about Tess Herendine leads the team in receptions per set. That's more than Jared Kistler averages for the Homestead football team.
And it looks like Tess Herendeen just grabbed another point for the Homestead Spartans, giving about as many points as Jared gets during a football game.
Still looking for that first touchdown, I believe.
Indeed. Tess Herendeen keeping things in play with 21 points to 15, taking it back onto the right side. Looks like they're going to be able to knock it over to Ellie Spang. Grace Stedge sets it up, and Grace Mummer takes it over, unable to be received by Vic Myers, the libero for Huntington North. It's a 3-point away from match point, or 2 points away from match point, 3 to win for the Homestead Spartans, as they are ahead by 7 points, 22 to 15. Tess serves it from the right side, taking it back over. Looks like Homestead might get another point. Huntington North got a foul, or a fault. Apologies, thinking it's basketball. Tess Herendeen serving from the central baseline. Back over, received by the front blocker. So over to Presley Williams, able to get it back over. Grace Stedge sets it up. Emily Carrico just able to get it across the net. Looks like 17 able to get past it, and Ellie Spang unable to grab the hit, bringing it back for the Spartans. Huntington North taking another point. Homestead 23, Huntington North 16.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, Homestead won the first set 25-7. They were down pretty much the entire set, but now up by 7.
Huntington North's number 15, Kendra Sandlin, serving. Looks like Grace Stedge got too hard of a hit. Causing it to go out of bounds. Huntington North serves again. Kendra Sandlin back in. Serving from the baseline. Just a regular serve, received by Spang. Over to Grace Mummer, unable to get it past the blockers. And that's the 3rd point in a row for Huntington North. Homestead still in the lead, though, with 23-18 after winning the first set. Received by Spang. Stedge taking it up top, and Mummer able to get the tip over. Looks like number 11, Kendall Klein, was unable to keep things in play. And it's now match point. Homestead with 24. Huntington North with 18.
Homestead looking for another win, looking to improve to 7-6 on the season.
It's the first time we've seen Cam Phillips up in a serve. The powerful jump serve going center. 11 taking it, going across by number 7. Grace Stedge sets it up. Ellie Spang with a wallop. Looks just out of bounds, giving Huntington North their 19th point of the second set.
Vikings need every point here. One more and Homestead wins the set.
Vic Myers serving from the right baseline. It's up and it's a good serve. Cam Phillips over to Grace Stedge, knocking it over. Number 12 calling it into play. Homestead gets a point. Homestead winning the second set now, 25-19, a lot closer. Looks like we're going to take a quick commercial break, but we will be right back afterwards.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
It looks like we are back with 1:50 on the clock. It appears that Homestead Spartans keeping it in clutch with a second set win.
Yeah, Huntington North looked for, I'd say, the first half of that set like the better team, but Homestead, they fought hard and they were able to get the win 25-19. They won the first set 25-7. Like we said, Huntington North looked much better in that second set, but not able to to get the win, and there is not a lot of long distance running in volleyball. This is a great aspect for individuals who do not like to run or who are unable to run across a field or court. Instead, while playing volleyball, there are many instances where you'll be moving quickly to get to the ball or doing a short sprint. You'll need to build up your endurance since you won't be standing still. You also need to be able to move fast and be able to react at the drop of a hat.
Definitely, and as you mentioned earlier, if you can't run, that's definitely going to be a hindrance on volleyball, especially if you're not able to run, you really can't go for some of those emergency hits that are necessary to keep the team in play. I'd also like to point out Jessica Holtzclaw, the coach for the Homestead Spartans, has been doing a really great job keeping everything and well communicated, keeping everything in check, able to take back the second set after being down for so long.
Yeah, this is her fourth season at Homestead, and before coming to Homestead High School, Holtzclaw spent 2 years as the head coach at Wayne High School. In the last sectional before Holtzclaw came to Homestead was 2014, but she won one last year. In 2019, the Spartans won the sectional championship. They beat Columbia City 3-0 in the sectional finals. And the Spartans looking to win another sectional this year. Second best record right now. New Haven 11-5 overall. Homestead 6-6 and not in a conference, so they're able to play a lot tougher competition. That's why their record isn't the greatest.
Definitely, for sure, for sure. It looks like we're going to be back in play. Michaela Kelly's in on the backside. Presley Williams into serve for the Huntington North. The third set, Homestead leading the 2 sets as we played so far. Presley Williams serving from the right, just shy of the right baseline. Hitting it over the top. Received by Tess Herendine. Over to Stedge, and Samantha Flores almost able to get it, and it looks like they get a point. Homestead starting off the third set strong with the first point of the night.
Last season, Homestead, they went 19-15. A year ago in this matchup, Homestead beat Huntington North 3-0. September 17th, 2019. They're up 2-0 right now.
Looks like Paige is up to serve for the Homestead Spartans. Haven't seen much of her this year. Over the top, it looks like Presley Williams, she's able to get it cross, and Huntington North gets their second point of this set. Huntington North now with 1 point, Homestead 1 point as well. Game is tied. However, Homestead winning both the first and the second set really has a strong play for the rest of this game. Looks like Huntington North's Mason Robrock causing some commotion after hitting the net. Homestead gets another point. Michaela Kelly's out-subbed by Emery Carrico, and it looks like Kate Terrell is back in. Received by the libero. Over the top, a powerful shot from Emma Holzinger. And it looks like Kate Terrell unable to keep it in. Michaela Kelly's back in after the sub. Number 6, Elena Poller.
This ain't soccer.
Served over the top, received by Anna Moster. Grace Stedge. It looks like Emery Carrico unable to get it past the net. Huntington North now leads 3, Homestead 2. Another interesting thing is that you can actually hit the volleyball with any part of your body. It's just easiest to hit it with your hands. Serve over the top. Looks like it goes out of bounds. Homestead now tied with 3 points each. And Homestead back to serve.
I believe the season started about exactly a month ago, August 15th. Tourney draw October 4th. Postseason starts October 13th, so just about a month away.
Yep, Ellie Spank serving it across the center. Hit by the libero. Over to number 17, Emma Holzinger. Set up by Grace Stedge. And it's back over with a kill by Anna Moster. Homestead now leads 4, Huntington 3. Ellie Spank serving again, just shy right of the baseline. Jump serve over the top, received by the libero. Taken over Presley Williams. Williams able to get it back over. Keeps playing really close on the right side with an emergency hit. Still able to keep it in play by Holzinger. Kelly taking it down. Stedge taking a set. Looks like Moster able to keep it back over, but Huntington North is really keeping this one in play. Spang receiving. Grace Stedge setting it up. Emery Carrico almost able to keep it across. Presley Williams able to get a powerful shot set up by Grace Stedge. And it looks like Huntington North gets the 4th point for them. Game is now tied again, 4-4. Number 11 into serve, Kendall Klein on the Huntington North Vikings. Serving closer to the baseline with a regular one. Bounces off. It looks like Anna Moster almost able to tip it over and in. Number 17, Holzinger, able to keep it across over on Paige Vucic on the Homestead Lady Spartans team. Knocking it back out of bounds, Huntington North serving again. Klein serving just in front of the baseline. Serve over the top, received by Kelly, set up by Stedge, and a powerful shot from Spang, able to be received. And it looks like it goes out of bounds. Homestead being wise, keeping it not being hit. Homestead now tied the game 5-5. Anna Moster subbing out with Grace Stedge. No, sorry, Grace Mummert. And Paige Vucic also out. Tess Herendeen back in serving. Number 8 over to number 11, and it takes it unable to keep it across the net. Huntington North just keeping it shy over the tape.
Homestead doesn't play again until next Monday at Angola, while Huntington North plays Thursday at home against Columbia City.
Tess Herendeen with a powerful serve over to center. A bounce pass and another bounce pass, and a solid dig shot, it looks like. Going out of bounds, Homestead leading by 2, 7-5 in the 3rd set after winning the first 2.
Vikings 1-7 on the road this season.
Herendeen over to, looks like 14. Presley Williams. Grace Stedge setting it up over to Grace Mummer, unable to get it back over. Nobody able to touch it. It looks like it's a campfire against Homestead. Huntington North grabbing another point. However, Homestead still leads. And it looks like Huntington North's going to be subbing out 2 players, 8 and 17. That's Ashley Higgins and Emma Holzinger. It looks like Alexa Spar is going to be into serve. Starting on the right side, over to Tess Herendeen, set up by Grace Stedge. Grace Mummert. So 13 sending it back across. Grace Stedge setting it up again, and Spang almost able to get it across, hits the net. That's another fault. Huntington North has tied the game. Huntington having 7, Homestead having 7 as well.
Homestead won the first set 25-7, and the second set 25-19.
Spar serving, another regular serve, received by Spang, set up by Grace Stedge. Emery Carrico hitting it, and that's a kill. Emery Carrico, haven't seen too much of her recently.
That's quite the murder right there.
That was. Homestead into serve now, subbing Emery Carrico out for Kate Terrell. It's like Michaela Kelly in serving on the outside baseline. Set up by 11, and a powerful shot from number 12, Mason Robrock, able to get another point after a kill for Huntington North. Game is still tied, Homestead 8, Huntington North 8. Looks like Vic Myers is going to be serving on the right baseline. Ellie Spang unable to get over to it to receive, causing just shy of an emergency hit. Huntington North grabs an ace for Vic Myers. Huntington now leading by 1. A serve, solid from the baseline, received by Tess Herendeen over to Stedge. And it looks like Kate Terrell almost able to get it across. Looks like one of the Huntington North players hits the net, giving Homestead their 9th point, keeping things really close and tied. Looks like we're subbing Spang out and receiving Michelle Crockett. Haven't seen her play much this year. Grace Stedge serving it over the top. Looks like Vic Myers unable to keep it in bounds, knocks it out. Homestead grabbing another point. Stedge back into serve. From the baseline, received by Williams, over to Vic. Looks like it's set up, over to Grace Mummert. Just able to keep it across, hits the net. Number 12, Mason Robrock, unable to keep it past the net, and blocked off by the Homestead Lady Spartans. Homestead is now leading 11-9. Grace Edge back to serve. From the right side of the baseline, over to Williams, and it looks like it goes out of bounds. That's a fault. Homestead only leading by 1.
Homestead looking to improve to 3-1 on Tuesdays with a win tonight.
Presley Williams into serve on the outside baseline. Michelle Crockett receives. Tess Herendine, and back to Michelle Crockett with a tap, and it looks like it good. That was a good play, and one that we don't typically see Michelle Crockett out here making. It was really well done and well coordinated. So Homestead leads by 12.
Yeah, Crockett has the fewest sets played in the team, only 4. Won a 6th senior, so nice to see her get some action for Homestead.
Page serving again after earlier. Over to Williams, over to 12. Michaela Kelly almost able to get an emergency hit over to Catherine Terrell, unable to keep it in play. Looks like Holzinger's in for Alexis Spar. Mason Robrock into serve, received by Malster, tipped over, back to Catherine Terrell. Looks like Michaela Kelly almost able to redeem it. However, Huntington North has taken the game back to a tied game, 12-12.
This one's going down to the wire. Could we see a buzzer beater, perhaps?
That'd be absolutely crazy, Matt. We're going to see how well Mason Robrock can do. Starting from the outside on the baseline. A solid serve overall, received by Paige Vucic. Back over to Anna Malster, and that's a kill. Nobody able to receive it or get a dig on that powerful hit. Homestead leading again by 1. Looks like Michaela Kelly's out, and Emery Carrico's back in.
And
Kate
Malster
Terrell to serve. Over the top, it was wide and shot way out of bounds. Kate Terrell looks like she's out, and it appears Michaela Kelly's back in. I believe Huntington North into serve. Michaela Kelly unready for it. Huntington North ties the game back up, 13-13. Oh, it appears actually that was out of bounds. Homestead was able to get the point.
Homestead so close to the victory. Up 2-0 against a sectional opponent.
Ellie Spang received by Vic Myers. Back over, and it's good on the Huntington North kill. So yeah, Ellie Spang not ready for that. Huntington North has tied the game. Surprised there is no timeout called yet. Back over, Paige Vucic able to receive it. A bounce pass by Grace Stedge over to Emery Carrico. Back up, and 17. Holzinger able to get it across with a kill. Appears Anna Moster unable to be able to get under it. Huntington North now leads 15-14 in the 3rd set. It's like Kendall Klein serving, Michaela Kelly receiving. Back over to Anna Moster with a powerful shot. Michaela Kelly hits it. Grace Stedge tips it over. Looks like Kendall Klein able to keep it in play. Looks like Michaela Kelly with a shot. Bounces off Vic Myers. Goes out of bounds. Homestead back tying the game 15-15.
This set going down to the wire. Back and forth. Right now it's tied. Let's see what happens next, right, Andre?
Yep, Moster and Vucic both out. Looks like Grace Mummert coming back in. And Ellie Spang. Apologies, not Emery Carrico back in. Homestead gaining another point after the serve. Tess Herendine is in, playing as server from the baseline. A solid jump serve received by the center onto the outside, and it's a powerful shot. Able to be received by Tess Herendine with an emergency hit. Looks like it goes out on the Homestead Spartans. No, that went out off of the blockers from Huntington North. Tess Herendine back to serve. Over to Kendall Klein. Back. Presley able to get it. Looks like Grace Mummer able to knock it back across. Vic Myers. Ellie Spang, Grace Stedge. Over to Tess Herendeen with a powerful hit. It looks like Vic Myers able to keep it back in. Back over to the Spartans. It looks like Grace Stedge able to knock it back up. And Emery Carrico with a kill. Knocking it down off of Ashley Higgins. Giving Homestead a 3-point lead, 18-15 in the third set after winning the first two. Herendeen serving again. Looks like Holzinger able to get it across. Bounces off Ellie Spang. Looks like they're going to be subbing 2 players out. Number 8 and number 17. That's going to be Ashley Higgins and Emma Holzinger for the Huntington North Vikings. Number 5, Alexa Spar into serve. Crosses it, Tess Herendeen, set up by Grace Stedge. Over to Grace Mummer, blocked by the Huntington North Vikings, giving them a 1-point lead. Homestead with 18, Huntington North with 17.
This set just back and forth the entire way so far. Huntington North got off to a rough start, losing 25-7 in the first set. They were looking good in the second set, but Homestead still won that one.
Alexa Spar served over, received by Herendeen. Back over to Grace Stedge, and Grace Mummert able to knock it across. Vic Myers able to get that last hit on, keeping the ball in play. Set up Emery Carrico with a nice tip over, rolling shot. Presley Williams almost able to get a hold of it. Back to, apparently it was Alexa Spar, unable to knock it back over. Homestead is now leading by 2, 19-17. Appears Emery Carrico has been subbed out for Catherine Terrell, and Michaela Kelly is in to serve on the outside baseline. Jump serve, 13, over to 17, and it looks like number 7 on the Huntington North Vikings going to be able to knock it across. Spang over with a powerful shot, 13 and 11. It looks like there were some complications between Kendall Klein and Vic Myers, unsure what was going to happen, who was going to hit the ball. Homestead now with another point. Michaela Kelly serving from the outside baseline. Set over to Vic Myers. A shot by Kendall Klein, able to get it over to Grace Stedge. Catherine Terrell with a powerful shot. Michaela Kelly saving it, almost touching the net. Catherine Terrell almost able to get over it with a waterfall on the defensive side for Homestead. Huntington North is now down by 2 with another point on the board. Homestead leads 20, Huntington North 18. After Homestead wins the first 2 sets. Vic Myers serving it, received by Herendeen, set up by Grace Stedge, over to Grace Mummert, keeping ball in play. Williams over to Herendeen, back over on the Homestead team. Looks like Grace Mummert knocking it back over. Myers with a wide, powerful shot. Back over, looks like Michaela Kelly hitting it, and Tess Herendeen unable to receive. Huntington North cutting this game close with Homestead 20, Huntington North 19. Vic Myers in to serve from the right baseline. And the ball is ready to be played. Knocks it over. Received by Spang. Set up by Grace Stedge. And over the top by Leah Mummer, unable to keep it over the top. It seems as if it waterfalled and trickled down on her. The game is now tied, Homestead 20, Huntington North 20. Vic Myers serving it across. See by Herendeen, set by Grace Stedge. Leah Mummer taking a nice kill. That's another point for Homestead Lady Spartans. Homestead now leading by 1. Grace Stedge in for serving now. From the right baseline, crossing it over the top of the net, received by Williams. Set up, it looks like Klein was able to get a piece of it. Grace Stedge able to set it up, and it appears that number 6, Ashley Higgins, Elena Pauler actually, was able to keep it from going over the net with a block. Really close game, it's neck and neck at this moment.
Very exciting.
Definitely, definitely. Presley Williams, sorry, back in on the outside serve. Goes out of bounds. Homestead now has another point.
I know the Spartans are up 2-0, but this third set right here has been back and forth the entire way.
Absolutely. It looks like Grace Mummert's now out, and Paige Vucic is going to be back in. With a 5-1 set. Paige starting from the baseline. Taking it over and hits the net. It's a fault and giving it another point to Huntington North. People are getting nervous out here. It looks like they keep making faults, and something that neither team can afford. Number 12 playing it out with a serve. Leah Mummer with a nice tap over the top. Williams over to Holzinger. Michaela Kelly keeping it in play. Looks like Michelle Crockett's been in almost with a good kill with a powerful shot. Back over to Kelly, set by Stedge. Over with Anna Monster with a powerful hit. And an emergency hit. And it looks like Vic Myers able to cross it back over. Stedge sets it up. And Anna Monster with a kill. With a powerful shot like that, you can't miss.
Yeah, that's the type of volleyball you'd like to see if you're a Homestead fan. Powerful kill. A lot of back and forth between Homestead and Huntington North. The crowd getting into it. It's nice to hear.
Call Homestead a flock of crows because these guys are murderers.
No.
Leah Mummert serving. A little tripped up by Vic Myers. Sending it over. Williams sends it back over onto the Homestead side. Stedge with a bounce pass. Anna Monster with another kill. This is match point of the third set. Can Homestead win it right here? 1 point away. Leah Mummert serving. She makes this, it's game over, and Homestead has won 3-0. Serving from the baseline over the top. And it looks like that's an ace. Homestead has won the game.
A sweep. 3-0.
Last set ran with Homestead leading 25, Huntington North 22. Really close game.
Yeah, Homestead in the first set dominated. They won that one 25-7. Won the second set, even though they were down for the first half of it, but they won 25-19. Then this last set, a lot of back and forth, really close. 25-22, they take it. Just a lot of powerful and consistent play from the Spartans down the stretch. And they enter tonight as the favorite, so not surprising to see them win as they improve to 7-6. And Huntington North falls to 4-13 on the season.
Yeah, so as Homestead improves to 7-6 overall with the win tonight against Huntington North, Matt, I would want to ask you, who do you think is the player of the game for tonight?
There's a lot of different players that I could give this to, but I'm going to give it to Anna Monster, the senior outside hitter for Homestead. The only Homestead player who serves with the top spin coming into this game, led the team in kills with 71. We saw a lot of kills tonight from Monster, especially in that third set. Leads the team in hit percentage with 214. One of the team captains and is tied for the most sets played. So a lot of playing time. Anna Monster, my player of the game, but I really could have given it to probably about 5 or 6 different players. Homestead has played really good tonight.
That's the thing about volleyball is it's a really great team sport. Everybody has to do well and work with each other. As the Spartans have 6 days off, they don't play again until next Monday on the road at Angola. So be sure to tune in this Friday night at 6:15 on the .91 FM to hear the Homestead Spartan football team travel to Spooler Stadium to take on the Snyder Panthers. There will be no video broadcast, so if you want to get updates, check out the Locker Report on Twitter or listen to the .91 FM. Once again, thanks to our video sponsors, Optimum Performance Sports and Fort Wayne Orthopedics. Your final score is Homestead 3 sets, Huntington North 0. Thanks to our producer Tyler Veit and camera operators Caleb Wood, Nisha Lalria, and Carly Flanagan. Thanks for joining us, and good night from Homestead High School.